we're live. Hey everyone, it's Ashley Cunningham here, and I have Beth Odum, who has joined us tonight to channel Jesus, which I'm really excited about. And I was just telling Beth last week that I've never channeled Jesus on my YouTube channel or here in Channeling with Love. And so I'm like, wow, that's got to change, because I talked to him a lot and I've channeled him quite a bit when I've started channeling, and he really helped me kind of get off the ground with my channeling abilities. So I was like, wow, okay, yeah, we got to do this. Yeah. So have you channeled him much in your own practice, or I know you have a Facebook group and you have, your YouTube channel starting up soon, or you've started it recently. So
Yeah.
have you channeled him yet?
I've been doing mostly Mother Mary's, been kind of wanting to get her voice out through me more, but Jesus been kind of bringing up the rear side of it. So him and her have been kind of tag teaming with me.
Nice.
I need to get more of videos out, because I've been doing a lot of sitting outside and doing the channeling in my journal, but I need to get that paper to word out part. Haven't got there yet.
That's awesome. I love that you mentioned journaling, because if anyone has taken the Mediumship for Beginners courses, which the next one is actually starting in 3 days' time, which is crazy. I'm so excited for it. And you're going to be in that one as well, Beth, right?
Yes.
Yay, that'll be good. I always talk about journaling. Journaling is like the best, it's not passive, because it's an active activity that you do with spirit, but it's like the best way to practice when you don't have a lot of people around you that's just super open and you can just channel for them all the time. And if you're not, really stepping out and channeling on YouTube or in a group, or really active, that's like an amazing place to be and really build. So I'm really excited that you are stepping out and moving forward with your own work in your group. And do you want to mention what your group's name is?
It's Sacred Soul Messages.
Yay!
I wrote that down.
I love that name. It's really great. And the group is really fun, super high vibe. I love all the posts that you post. And it's just like a really nice space to be in. Very, I want to say cozy, but it's the internet, so that doesn't really translate, but it's super nice and fun to see everyone engaging in spiritual conversations. And so if you guys are interested in joining Beth's group, definitely check it out. And I'll get a link set up here at the end of this video. I'll post it below, so that way if people want to go and check out your group, they can find it. And when this posts on YouTube, I will also post that link on down in the comments. So if you're watching this on YouTube later on, definitely look for that if you want to join Beth's group. Yeah, so let's see here. Are you sensing Jesus already?
Yes. he's been anxious to come through.
Yep, I've been feeling him just kind of not lurking, but like hanging out behind me. Just kind of floating around, kind of waiting for us to be ready to channel him. And oh, Lisa said she subscribed right away to your YouTube channel, Beth. So that's awesome. And by the way, what's your YouTube channel name? Is it the same?
It's my name, Beth Odum.
Oh, okay, perfect. That'll be easy to find you then. So I'll also put a link, or maybe you can put a link in the comments after this video. And so if anyone wants to subscribe to your YouTube channel there, that could be super awesome. Oh, thank you, Kristen. She just posted your group link. And if you wouldn't mind, Kristen, posting her channel, that would be awesome. If not, we got it. But yeah, Jesus is now like coming in, so I don't think we can chit chat much more without him there. How are you feeling him?
When he comes in for me, he comes in as it's one way to really describe it. It's almost like a night sweat. My body just gets this overheated feeling. And so I start to sweat and have to just stop and pause. And it's like, okay, I get your message. I need to sit down, and I'll grab a journal, and I'll just either have to stop and acknowledge that he's here. And it's usually, if I'm not acknowledging him, that's when he'll like turn on the heat because I'm not listening to him.
He'll turn up the stove on you.
Turn up the stove, yeah. And then right when I either stop and it's like, okay, what message do you have for me? And I'll either write it down or I'll listen. And then, like, even when I'm working, it's like he won't wait till my break. He'll be, wait, let me get a notepad up, type it up real fast, and then he'll step back. But man, if I don't listen, look out.
Yeah, that's, one of the beautiful things about channeling spirit all the time just in your life is you are never alone. You always have a friend around you or someone chit-chatting with you or coming in to share a message with you. And that's been something of an adjustment for me. But I also really appreciate when spirit does give me space when I'm really focused on something. I'll specifically ask for that. So if anyone else is having a hard time with spirit just barging on in, feel free to ask them to step back a little bit and just be like, hey, I can't get to you like right now, but maybe in like 3 minutes. Just let me wait a little bit.
It's not good, please.
Yeah, for sure. Awesome. So now let's see here. He's pointing at you. So how about you, open up the session here and share a message from Jesus.
He's spent a lot of time today, and part of the message he's wanting to get across is he's wanting us to step forward, but he wants us to step forward and break some glass ceilings in the aspect of whatever our dreams are. He wants us to dream bigger than the biggest thing we can think of. So because we've been in this pandemic and we've kind of been enclosed with our homes and our lives, he wants us to burst out of that bubble. With doing that, it has to kind of be not in our imagination, but in the aspect of our dreams. So with all of us light workers stepping forward, he wants us to take on the new generation of light workers and carry them forward to shine their light brighter. And as we carry them and put them under our wings and shine their bright light, we're going to then shine the light of the world brighter than it's ever been. So with that, he's looking at it as we're kind of going to shatter that ceiling of the world that the lights have never shined as bright as they will now because of what we're doing. So out of all the stuff that's happened with everything, there was a bigger purpose for all of this to happen.
That's beautiful. That's awesome.
Learning his words and my words are different things, so I tried to. This was something that kind of came to me earlier. He's telling me something else, but I put it in my words at the moment.
Well, is he saying anything different right now for you?
He's telling me to shut up and put his words in it.
Well, maybe let's try it. Let's try that. What would he be saying? And if you can speak up a little bit louder, that would be really helpful.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good. A few people are having a hard time, but
okay.
You can project a little bit. It's okay.
Okay. He's wanting me first to listen to him better. He's wanting to say thank you for all of us joining him. Saying to continue on with the message that I had already given, but he wants to expand upon it. Expand upon on the fact that we are like the leaves of a fallen tree. And though we may be scattered as the wind is blown, we are placed in the spots that we are meant to bloom. And he wants us to support each other with love and kindness, and to fill our hearts with love. And to know that we are pure love.
Mm-hmm. He's turning up the heat, isn't he?
Oh my goodness. And he wants us to remember to trust ourselves, because at this moment I'm second guessing something in my head of what he's trying to tell me. I'm trying to reword it, and he doesn't want me to.
Yeah, just go with it.
So
Don't even think about it.
He's going to just trust ourselves, trust who's coming to us. Trust everything we do, because what we're doing is we're remembering ourselves. We're not learning something, we're remembering ourselves. We're remembering our true selves. Okay, he just stepped back because I got really cool all of a sudden.
Yeah, that's so awesome. And I love that, he just said that, because channeling, stepping forward, working in your own light, sharing whatever it is that you have to bring to the table. Most of the time it is like remembering a piece of who you are. It's not necessarily learning a new skill and then just like sharing, like teaching others how to do it. It's like reclaiming a piece of yourself. And I've seen this time and time and time again in the mediumship for beginners courses, in the mediumship 102 classes with Kristen Davies, and also in some of my courses, in the Starseed classes that I've done. People are just remembering, and it just kind of everything fits into place. And then it's like, oh yeah, that's right. Like, that's who I am. Like, that's a piece of me. And I remember this now, where it just kind of all starts building off of each other. And then you, like, within a short span of time, like 2-3 months, you're a completely different person. So how was I think it would be really awesome to hear, Beth, how your experience has been, learning how to channel and then moving forward in the direction that you've been wanting to go in. How has that been for you?
Oh wow, that's been a crazy ride. It's interesting because I did the 101 and then I did the 102 course.
Mm-hmm.
And I know, seeing other classmates doing stuff, I was like, oh, I'm not seeing the visualization, I'm not seeing this, I'm not seeing that, but I was sensing a lot of the energies. And it was like, well, okay, I know I'm doing something because I'm feeling parts of it, and I'm getting like some of the yes and those questions and stuff. And then it was like when we closed out the 102 course and we had that little bit of a break, it was like everything just kind of started to just come out. It was like I needed that little break for everything to come alive.
Mm-hmm.
And the channeling part just kind of started like overnight. Things just started to like wake up. And I think the hardest thing for me to realize was that, even though I knew in my mind that it was my voice, that everything was going to come in, it was trusting that voice, that it was really spirit. It wasn't me telling me this stuff. And that, I think, was the hardest part, to get the ego part out of my head, to know this was spirit, source, divine, God, whatever label you want to put on it.
Mm-hmm.
But the channeling part has, even from 2 months ago, it has completely changed my life. I am not the person I was 2 months ago at all. I mean, wow. I'm still the same physical vessel.
Yeah.
But everything else has completely changed.
That's awesome. That's so cool. Is there anything that has like impacted you the most, or that you have changed the most in, I guess, in like one area, or what has changed about you that's been so dramatic, I guess?
I think the part that's been most dramatic is that I'm living my authentic self finally.
Ooh,
I've
yeah.
completely stepped out of the spiritual box. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I don't care who knows, I don't care what anyone else thinks. This is me, and you either love me or you aren't around me. It's just
Mm-hmm.
plain and simple. I'm not afraid. I don't want to say I'm not afraid. It's not even the word ashamed. I'm not scared of who I am anymore. That's more the word. I'm not scared of my gifts anymore. I
Mm-hmm.
embrace them. I embrace the verbiage of them. I embrace the language of them now. So in conversations, I use that I'm a medium. I use that I channel God or Jesus and Mother Mary, and it's normal conversation now. Where 2 months ago, it was
Yeah.
like, what?
Yeah. That's so awesome. That's like jumping off a cliff and just boom, like just making it happen.
Mhm.
That's so great. Um, okay, I want to channel Jesus because he's coming in now on this particularly, and we'll see where it goes from here. But he's coming in hot for me now. I'm in the hot seat. Definitely feeling it. If those of you are practicing along with us, let us know in the comments how you're feeling him. I feel him in my back, in my heart chakra, and it's like really, really getting strong now. I often also feel him kind of floating around my crown chakra, kind of like sparkly and floaty, but he's more centered in my heart chakra at this time. And he's saying, yes, trust and acceptance, being in a state of allowance, is of the utmost element in order for you to step forward and share light. If you wish to be a light worker like these two, if you wish to share your truth in a way that can impact others, it is so important to first, he's saying, he's kind of like saying, like, acknowledging yourself, seeing yourself as a whole being versus just a small aspect of who you are. And as you move forward along your path, this will all fall into place. You will remember who you are, and you will be able to step in and share that much more light as you move forward because you embrace all that is. And he's pointing to your comment, Beth, about hearing and receiving messages from spirit, but it sounds like it's your own voice. And he's saying this is necessary for the ascension process. And as people are easing into communicating directly with spirit, it's a very common thing that happens for most people who maybe aren't just born fully switched on or completely open. Spirit, your guardian angels, ascended masters, Jesus himself, he's saying, often will ease you into it. So that way you can build that confidence and move forward, knowing that you are receiving all that is necessary in the moment. And he's saying this is kind of a little challenge for people who second guess or are in the head about how the technique is for themselves, because each of us are different. We all experience this in a different way. But he's saying this is somewhat of a challenge for many of us, as we need to trust our own truth, our own voice, to move forward and trust that of spirit. And so there's lessons built into having that experience. And he's saying this is all divine timing. This is all planned to the greatest detail. He's saying, too, you also are a participant in this plan. So we are allowed to have somewhat of, he's saying we have free will choice to pursue however we wish our path, but there are certain elements that kind of fall into place as we need them to, without us necessarily choosing or knowing that we need it to be in that way. So he's saying Spirit really helps with unfurling or opening us up to Spirit to communicate and to go in whatever direction we want to go in, to share the light with others, to make us the most empowered. And he's saying the most authentic and whole being, without fear, without doubt, and from pure love and light. Saying this is kind of he's just kind of showing like there's so many different paths everyone can take, that it's also really exciting to see how it goes, because you get to make those choices and engage with Spirit and really be co-creators with Spirit. And so yeah, he's pointing to me now. He's highlighting that as I've gone on my path, I have experienced much of what you've mentioned, Beth, especially when I was starting out my own spiritually based business as a medium, and then I became an angelic Reiki healer. But as I've just kind of ripped the Band-Aid off and did it and jumped in and moved forward with whatever was in front of me at the time, things become easier. You're able to get more confident and move forward in a direction that you never would have guessed before. I never, ever would have guessed that I would have my own Facebook group, Channeling with Love, my own website, channelingwithlove.com, my own YouTube channel, my own, workbooks that I make. I'm now running the mentorship program, which we'll talk about here in a minute, to help light workers like you step forward. Never in a million years would I have thought about doing that. And I just was like focused on, okay, how do I get a message from my guardian angel in this moment when I first started? Because I was like, I really need help. And that was all that I could think of at the time. And then it's just kind of step by step, little by little, as you move down your path, as all of us move in our own way, it all just kind of falls into place, and we remember who we are. And it feels amazing to really step into that space and be very open. Like you were mentioning, Beth, just not caring who knows what you're doing with your time, and how you're moving forward in your spiritual life, and what you're doing with your new business. And that's like super, super empowering and really, really exciting.
Well, it was funny because once I started working with you on the mentorship side of it, it was like putting a sign, and my entire team got behind me and just like went, okay, well, you just did the free will election of it, so we're just going to shove you through the door and have you do everything now, because you said you're up for this challenge. So
yep,
no
that's
idea they were going to do that.
Yeah, as soon as anyone signs up for the mediumship classes through Kristen Davies, or my angelic Reiki group healings, or the mentorship, Lightworkers mentorship program that I now have, as soon as you say, yep, I'm going to do this, they already start working on us. They already like start bringing in energy, getting us kind of ramped up, moving us forward in the direction, because they're like, all right, you said, yep, we're going to hit the gas and we're going to go as fast as possible. Mm-hmm. And so it was awesome to really see you start out too. And I guess I'll describe kind of what the program is, and so that way you guys can know what Beth has been doing. Basically, I break down how to start your own lightworking business, from how are you going to reach people, to how are you going to receive money, or are you going to receive money? How are you going to share your content? What are you going to do? What are you going to talk about? All the basics. And then in just kind of in like a quick way, it's definitely fast paced. You have 4 weeks to basically get everything set up and going. And I help along the way. I try and give as much advice as possible. Beth knows, we meet 4 times in the program, and you have 4 hours with me to sit down and ask any sort of questions or problem solve or troubleshoot anything that you're facing as you're getting your business set up. And I love that stuff. I love talking shop, you guys. I know you guys have definitely heard me say this in Channeling with Love. I love talking about mediumship techniques, how to reach people, cool ideas, how I like to brainstorm. Like, I'm all about that. So this is like one of the most fun things that I could do. And Beth, you were the first person to sign up with me, and it was like awesome because you hit the ground running and you have really made it happen, and it's so exciting.
Well, you had everything because it was like I had no idea how or what I was going to do on how to get it started. I mean, it was like Facebook, okay, I know how to use it on a personal level. Business, no idea. So once we went through and you started with your Lightworker workbook and the assignments and the tasks that you assigned every week, and then the follow up and stuff, it walked me through every single step I needed with the email address, the web page, the everything. And that was how I got everything set up. I would have never known, where to look for the licensing for my business name and stuff. I would still be trying to figure that out myself right now, probably. But with doing your program, that walked me through everything I needed to get my business up. So I literally had everything up in 4 weeks. Yes. So whoop whoop to you.
To you too. You did all the work. I just helped advise a bit, but
You had all the framework up, which was something that somebody that doesn't know how to run a lightworker business, you had all that already set up for us. So thank you for doing that.
No problem. That was one thing when I started my mediumship practice, and I, was exploring, how do I reach people? What do I need to do? I just kind of had to figure out a lot of it. I had a lot of help from Kristen because she was teaching me channeling at the time. And thank goodness for working with her, and then being able to just like do trial and error stuff and just be like, okay, this is working, or this sucks, this isn't working at all. So it was really fun to figure it out. And I'm very in most of my day, I'm very left brain oriented, so I like all those details and kind of the challenges of it. And then marrying that with the right brain work of channeling and really coming from a holistic kind of spiritual space to bring about, whatever I need to do to help the people that are coming to me for support or guidance from spirit. It's just like really, really awesome to be able to do that. So if anyone is thinking about becoming, a medium, or wanting to pursue healing or start some sort of YouTube channel or a business, definitely think about trying out my, sorry? Yeah. Definitely come check out my program, ask questions, and just see if that's for you, because it's super empowering, and it's something that like you can do, like Jesus was saying, to be in a space of allowance with who you are and owning up everything to who you are and incorporating that into your life and being able to share that out with others. It's so beautiful and empowering, and it's just a really amazing experience. And Jesus is actually coming in again. So let's see here what else he would like to share. He's saying, at this time, there are so many people who are really needed on the planet. There are so many, many more people than we realize at this time that are awakening, and they're asking questions, and they need to reach out to someone who is going to be there as a kind and gentle light that can bring them to a space where they're ready to see their whole self within their own practice, within their own connection to themselves and to spirit. So this is essential work to be done. So if anyone is interested in moving forward on this path, please honor that calling and listen to what resonates with you. That's what, when we listen to what resonates with us, like within our heart chakra, or like our gut instinct of what feels good, that helps us choose the course as we move forward. And we may go back and choose multiple paths or incorporate multiple styles of spiritual work. But he's saying ultimately listening to what's feeling and what's going on within yourself is is the way forward for each of us. And it's going to look different for all of us. And that's the beauty of it, is we all have something different to share and support with, to bring forward for support. And I just feel him giving like big hugs to everyone who is like really seriously thinking about this. Jesus is like an amazing cheerleader. He's like going to break out the pom-poms, turn up the stove, bring in the heat. He's going to make it really, really, really obvious what you need to do. So just ask him or call him in and see what is it that he can provide for you as far as guidance, because he wants all of us to be on this train, to be doing what we feel is like really, really, he's giving me like a comfort feeling, like what's really comfortable and sparks our soul, but also like super exciting, pumped energy behind that as well.
Is he singing to you yet?
Yeah.
It's funny because, I mean, it's the personalities of him and Mother Mary. I don't know if it depends on what mood I'm in or maybe what I need from them at the time, but he gets spunky once in a while. You know? So.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's got a lot of energy. One time I was starting to channel, and I was needing some motivation I had a stationary bike at the time, and I really was not interested in using it. It just didn't resonate with me after all, once I had purchased it. And he showed me an image of himself on a bike next to me, and he was like cheering me on and like turning up the music and making me like want to ride this bike. And he was like really helping me get motivated, and it was really, really great. And so he can be super spunky, or he can be really peaceful and supportive and loving like he is, because he's just like a big brother. Like, you know how big brothers can be. They can be quirky, crazy, or like really, really loving and supportive. So
Yeah, he
yes.
loves to sit with me. We've got in our backyard, we've got these 3 beautiful mesquite trees, and they've got those big yellow blooms on them right now. And he'll just sit back there and just chit chat with me in the afternoon. So,
oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, it's really cool. I love it.
Nice. Okay. So let's see if we have any questions. Do you guys have any questions for Jesus or for Beth? Yeah. So Lisa's saying here, in his lesson in A Course in Miracles, he says to accept what is. It's all okay. Radical acceptance is what brings you peace. Yeah. It's all okay. It's all good. Everything that's happening, it's all a part of the process. And that was definitely a leap of faith for me when I first started channeling. I had to let go of a lot of worries that I was doing it wrong, or that I wasn't getting what I needed in the moment, and I just had to go with the flow. And over time, it was just really good to be able to
So
set your puppy.
Puppy with a squeaker.
Oh, okay.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay. I had to just kind of go with the flow in that. Okay, so let's see here. What's your puppy's name?
Her name is Layla.
Layla. Oh, that's so cute. Okay, so this person's saying, feeling his energy in the top of their crown. Now he's in front, and the third eye is strong. This person feels him on temples, strong heart chakra. Let my pen be the light. That's so beautiful. That's really exciting. And it's amazing that this person said, let my pen be the light, because you guys are going to be receiving a new video from my YouTube channel here in Channeling with Love tomorrow from Ernest Hemingway. And I'm really, really excited to share, because he's one of my favorite authors. So he has got a lot to say on that. So I'm really excited that person said that. Chrissy is saying her 3 boys ask her a lot of questions, and if she doesn't know, she finds out. Then we all learn. That's so beautiful, Chrissy. And that's so amazing too. And Jesus is coming in pretty strong on this one, sharing spiritual guidance with young children as they are curious and open is of the utmost importance as we move forward in this changing environment of energy, and as we all transition out of the 3D into 4D, 5D, as we all move forward. Helping our children come into a comfortable space of allowing, of just knowing and owning up to who they are, without having all the trials and tribulations that we've had as we've had to like kind of rediscover our skills and who we are as spiritual beings of love and light. It's so important to help our children. And so, Chrissy, that is amazing that you're sharing and supporting your 3 boys in asking spiritual questions and just tuning in and sharing that guidance with them. That is so beautiful.
That's the best thing you could do for them, is give them not just the gift of the knowledge, but giving them the gift of your time with them too. Most important.
Definitely. Okay, this person is saying that their son has struggled with depression off and on for the past 10 to 12 years. He recently told me it feels like he's in a loop, that it's the same thing over and over and nothing seems to help. Would Reiki help with that? He's dealing with it, if I can get him to try this. Jesus is coming in. Reiki's definitely a possible approach to assisting with his treatment or process to achieve better mental health. Sometimes, it's not necessarily something that can just be treated, or you take a pill and it's gone. It's a lot of work and from various angles to address the deeper issues. Reiki is an amazing tool. Angelic Reiki, I feel, is the most powerful, but any Reiki that he's resonating with or that you're resonating with would definitely be a awesome thing to try and see if that helps him and his energy. Jesus is saying big thumbs up to that. Definitely try it. He's also showing me, I don't know if you're getting this too, Beth, but sound therapy, like sound singing bowls, is also something that could really be helpful. I'm just getting a sense that he does have this like weight in his energy, in his frequency, in his energy, that the sound bowls or Reiki would help assist in kind of dispelling that weight or that lower vibrational frequency. But there's definitely a lot of different tactics that you can use in conjunction to address the root of the problem, and to help alleviate that depression for him. So give it a try, definitely. Or see if he's open to giving it a try, or if he's open to speaking with spirit directly. That is something that could be a huge benefit for everyone, I think, regardless of depression or any other mental health issue or physical health issue. Channeling is a really powerful tool.
It's just like you said, right? When you give your free will, you open yourself, or you open the door for spirit to know you're willing, then all that work starts on you. So maybe if he opens that door for a conversation.
Definitely. And Jesus is saying, have him call on me or request that my presence near him. He wants to work more directly with your son. So definitely ask Jesus to step in and help, because he's right there.
Yeah.
He's the man. He can help for sure.
Mother Mary's cup of my ears, so she wants to be there too. So
oh, okay.
Mother Mary and Jesus both.
That's beautiful. So how do you sense the difference for people to kind of get a sense of your style? How do you get the difference between Mother Mary and Jesus for you when you're channeling both of them or sensing both of them at the same time?
When Mother Mary, like when she comes in on a different side than Jesus does for me. And if I'm doing something else and she wants to get my attention, she just completely closes down my ears. So I have to just stop for a minute and then listen for her to drop the message to me and say it. Once she says it, she lets my ears open up again.
Cool.
So
Okay.
she's got me trained, so to speak. If I
And
don't
so,
listen,
yep, go
then
for it.
if I don't listen, then she just continues to, kind of poke me until I do listen.
That's awesome. And so for Jesus, he's on the other side. Does he cup your ears as well?
No, he ends up doing the heat. So he
Okay.
turns the heat up on me if I'm not listening or ignoring something, and then she does the ears. But
Mm-hmm.
normally I'll stop, and like I said, I'll either, hurry up and write down the message, or I'll just go ahead and channel it, speak it if I'm talking to somebody, because I'll be in a conversation. And if that person needs to hear something, I'll have to stop and go, hold on, there's a message coming through for you, and I'll tell them, and it'll be, it's something they need to hear right then and there, and they'll understand it completely. And it's like,
Beautiful.
okay, and then we'll go back to our conversation. So, like I said, my life has completely changed.
Wow, that's so awesome. So you're just switching it on and off, or like
It's, mm-hmm. It's like,
incorporating it into everything you're doing. That's great.
it is. I'm so grateful to be able to work from home, because if I was in the office, I would not be able to like do the journaling and do some of what I need to do to be able to offer this to myself and also offer it to other people.
Yeah. That's really, really interesting. And I see someone is also saying exactly what I just said. So interesting to hear how you sense them differently, Beth. That's awesome. Oh, that was Mina that I was channeling for earlier, I think for her son. So yeah, Mina, definitely check out Reiki and have Jesus come on in for him. Okay, so this person is asking, what is my strongest clair that I should focus on? That's a great question. Do you want to try and tune in for that one?
Sure. I'm seeing clear sentience. Sentience?
Sentience, yeah.
Sentience. So I'm seeing energy.
Mm-hmm.
And there might be some empath in there too.
Mm-hmm. Getting a big dash of empath on that.
Mm-hmm.
That's definitely, I didn't know I was an empath until I started channeling. And then I was like, whoa, this makes a lot of sense now as to why I don't like being in crowds. I can get really tired being in the grocery store. It's actually gotten a little bit worse since I've been more open, but I know now how to kind of incorporate more of the what I like to call offensive versus defensive plays in the empath book. Yeah, I'm definitely getting clairsentience on that as well for that person. So definitely practice. Ask Jesus to come in and not ask for a message per se, but just ask to be in his presence and sense what's happening around you and within your body. You can practice that style with any ascended master or any person that you want to channel. But Jesus is really, really good about coming in strong when we need to really sense the heat, sense that pressure, sense his energy, because he knows exactly what we need to feel in the moment.
Yeah, and if you're not feeling him, ask him to ramp it up to 75%. He sometimes likes that 75, and trust me, you will feel it then.
Yeah, that's a lot of percentage there. That's a lot. Oh, awesome. Okay. Oh, okay. So Ordinary John's asking kind of a similar question here. For Jesus, what does Jesus feel he needs to do to advance his awakening and channel?
I'm seeing the word trust. You just need to trust yourself and know that what you're hearing and seeing is truly him.
Mm-hmm. And practice, practice, practice.
That's right.
Got to do a lot of practice. Get very comfortable. Try and incorporate channeling. If you don't have time to just sit down, this goes for anyone, but if you don't have time to sit down for 10, 15, 20 minutes at a time, just try and have that have the energy coming in for as long as you can. You'll definitely get drained at first, so be very mindful of your energy. But if you can carve out even 5 minutes to practice during the day, it's so powerful. And then as you're getting more comfortable, it's easier to channel for 10 minutes and then 20 minutes and then 30 minutes and then an hour long without breaking a sweat. It's definitely like muscle building. I use the build the muscles analogy all the time in Kristen's Mediumship for Beginners course and her 102 course, just because it's so apt. I mean, it's just a matter of consistency, and practicing it's key. So Ordinary John, that's definitely what you got to do. And I know you're really keen on doing that. So feel free to ask questions in the group if you have any questions on how to keep moving forward.
And like I said, it's practice, and do a journal. So when you're channeling them, you'll get to know the different feelings of each one. So you'll start to build almost like a repertoire of how each energy feels.
Yep. And I have a workbook on my website. It's called Journaling with Spirit. And it has a whole bunch of different exercises that you could do on your own. Also in the 102 course that's offered for the mediumship students, because there's just so many different exercises and prompts. And it's kind of like a month-long challenge, a little bit of a boot camp per se. It's really structured to be done in 1 month, at least like a first pass, and then you can see where you're at the end of that month, and then you can keep going. And I'm all about documenting our own spiritual data, our own experiences, and that's really what that workbook is about. You can, just have a regular journal too and document like whatever signs you're seeing and prompts or questions that you're having. That's totally a great way to do it. But I love doing all of those journaling exercises that I put it all into one. So definitely check that out, you guys, if that's interesting to you, at channelingwithlove.com. And yeah, I do offer that as a free thing for people who are in Kristen's mediumship courses, because it's so helpful. It's so helpful.
And I think that might have been why after the 102 things kind of started to just like go to get totally ramped up, because it was like everything lined up at that point for me.
Nice. That's perfect. This is so funny. Okay, so this person has been wondering if Jesus has been trying to give them a message because their nose has been twitching all day. That is so funny. He's just chuckling. Yeah, he's chuckling. He's saying, yes, it was me. I've heard that a lot, that a lot of people, their nose itches or gets twitchy or itchy when Jesus is around.
Yeah,
which is so funny.
The ears, but Jesus likes the nose.
I just saw a picture of him like going like this on people's noses, playing with our nose. That's so funny. So is there a message for that person?
I'm hearing keep your head up, is what I'm hearing.
Yep. Keep your chin up. Keep your head up. Yeah, I'm just hearing it's all good. Yeah. Straight and to the point. Pretty simple. I love it. I really enjoy it when messages are very direct.
Yeah. He doesn't foo-foo stuff a lot of times. It's pretty, here you go.
Yep, okay. Definitely. Just like an older brother would. Okay, Lisa's asking or stating she was woken last night by a male voice calling her name. Was it her guardian angel waking her from a dream which she was walking into the mouth of a giant lizard dragon, or is it something else?
I'm hearing guardian angel.
Yep.
But they woke you because they wanted you to remember the dream.
Yeah. Guardian angels are so awesome in that if you're in too intense of a dream, they'll wake you up because you have asked them to do that, or it's not in your best interest to be in that space. Or it's like you said, Beth, they'll do that to help you remember or solidify a detail in a dream that may detail more messages to come, or maybe a certain experience that will prove helpful as you're moving forward and getting guidance down the road. So I'm definitely feeling like it was more of a wake up and remember this. I don't know how you felt, Lisa, but I'm not feeling a lot of like tense energy around that dream. So yeah, it was totally your guardian angel, but fascinating.
The dragon might have been more like like the dragon energies, the good dragon energies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, more like elemental.
Yes.
Beautiful. And that's so cool that she's bringing that up, because I actually just scheduled my first event for May. I'm going to be channeling dragons.
That's
so
right. See?
It's going to be really fun. Nope, you can't. It's all those little connections and coincidences that all work together.
That's right.
It's really great. Okay, so let's see here. Lisa Barker is asking a question here, or she's saying, Jesus, I hear you, and she is ready to begin her journey. And she's saying that she shared a life together as playmates with him, and they were at a golden pond, a beautiful remembrance. That's so awesome, Lisa. Thanks for sharing that. I'm really, really excited to hear that you are ready to move forward and jump on that path and move forward on your journey.
I think once you kind of like proclaim that, look for good things to come.
Yep, definitely, definitely. Okay, let's see here. So Chrissy's saying, is there anything she can do to help her husband not to worry about money and everything? She tries to talk to him, and he is not against spirituality, but she feels he's just not ready for it.
There's a twofold in that. If you worry about something or the lack of something, that's what you're going to attract back. So if you worry, you're going to attract worry. So if you can get your husband to find the silver lining and stuff, that's going to make it more of a positive part of it. The spirituality side of it, if it can be looked at more of a, look, we have so much abundance in our life. We've got love, we've got happiness, don't look at the lack side of it. Have him look on the more positivity side. I think he might then start seeing how abundant he really is in life. And that financial little aspect won't even be a concern anymore.
Yeah.
Spirituality side will then fall into play for him. And spirituality has all different aspects for everyone.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and Chrissy, I'm just getting to that. Just hold your frequency steady, keep yourself high vibrational, and just share as your heart is guiding you to share with him, not forcing him to listen to you, but just being within that space, in that high vibe space, and a space of abundance, like Beth just mentioned, really focusing on all of the ways that you're abundant, and just bringing in that abundance and just affirming the abundance. It may, help change his language. And help you two together speak on money in a more positive manner than in a lack space. And being together and communicating together in that space is going to be really helpful. It just compounds the energy. It just brings in that much more abundance when you're on the same page. And that starts with you just keeping your frequency steady and just being super high vibe as you are, and moving forward in that direction. And he will come to it in his own time, in his own path. So just what you said, Beth. Awesome. Okay, Carrie's actually saying something similar. So her son isn't into spirituality, but has been supportive of her journey, even scoped out a spiritual store and took me there. Oh, that's so sweet. She's hopeful his support is the first step, and she's pretty confident she can get him to try Reiki. Oh, okay. So Carrie, your son was the person. Sorry, that wasn't for Mina. Sound therapy might interest him as well. Thank you. Yay, that's so awesome. Yeah, sound therapy, it can come in the form of, you know, the singing bowls. Also, just like blasting your favorite music and dancing around your room, I feel is really great sound therapy as well. And dance therapy, you know, you're moving around, you're getting that energy out. So, you know, definitely encourage him to, if that's something that he's more apt to engage in, encourage that, because that can get him moving and kind of shake off some of that energy for sure.
My team does that to me, because obviously working from home and, you know, just working from home and living at home, I've gone from being very active to being very not active. So sometimes they'll just kind of throw me a little whatever, make me rearrange a room to be able to get and dispense a whole bunch of energy, because otherwise it just builds up.
Definitely. Okay, so I see there's a few more questions over here. Okay, Marnie's asking, you, Beth, do you use oracle cards at all with Jesus and Mother Mary?
I did in the beginning to kind of lead me into the channeling aspect. Right now, I have not needed to use them lately. They've kind of just, let me flow into it without the cards. With other energies, I'm still using them to lead me into the conversations with them.
Cool. That's interesting. That's really cool that you're using them for others, but you're really comfortable with those two, so you don't really need them as much. And that's a great example of, you know, oracle cards are really designed to be a tool, like a bridge. Kristen always says it's a bridge to get you from not channeling at all to channeling fully without them. And I've seen that a lot with several people just mentioning, oh yeah, I don't really resonate with oracle cards anymore. You don't need them when you're channeling and you're always in communication just in your day-to-day. It takes, again, some muscle building, some consistency to get to that point, but those oracle cards are so fun and visual too that sometimes they're just really fun to have and play with and to use. But yeah, and I think too, clients get very fascinated, you know, as you're channeling for other people in maybe a more one-on-one setting. Those visuals are really helpful, especially if someone is not as open to just hearing a message straight from spirit. It can be very helpful tool for others to connect to that energy, because it's a visual thing that they can see. It's physical, and if they're in the same space, you could like feel it and they could touch it. And it really is a great way to help people kind of break out of their shell, especially as they're starting to awaken, if they're coming to you for questions. This for anyone, if you're channeling, or, you know, if you're pulling cards for your siblings or your family, your parents, your kids, whoever, it's easier to show a card sometimes if they're not super open than it is to share a full message and have them trust it and feel it. But, you know, spirit works in all different ways for each person, so it really just depends on the person too.
Plus, it's nice because I actually had my first client over the weekend.
Woo! Awesome.
I know, I was so excited. And it was a oracle card reading, and there was a little channeling in there, but I was able to give him a picture of all of his cards and sent it to him, and he was so excited because he was like, he said that he was writing everything down as I was giving it to him. So he was just excited to have something to be able to say he could remember the story behind the cards, and it was guidance he was looking for. So I was like, okay, good.
That's so beautiful. That's super exciting.
Yes.
That's great. Okay, so Marnie's saying wow to that, and Chrissy's saying great to know. Melissa is asking, is there a Latin American YouTube channel where people share their experiences? Should I share mine? You know, I'm not aware, honestly, Melissa, of a Latin American or Latinx or Spanish-speaking YouTube channel that talks about spiritual topics and a space where you can, you know, share your experiences. If you have a YouTube channel, that would be amazing to share that, and I would love to have you post a link to your channel in the description box if that's what you mean. If you have your own channel, that would be so awesome, because it's so amazing. Everyone has so many different experiences, and just creating a cool space to bring those forward for people and kind of connect in that way is super powerful. So I hope that if you know of any, or if you have your own, please share it. If anyone else knows of any, please share links in the comments, because I would love to support Spanish-speaking spiritual channels, because I know, you know, we're all human and we all have these connections, but sometimes language is a barrier, and so I definitely want to support that community. So feel free to share. That's super exciting. Okay, so I don't see any more questions at this time. I guess, you know, it's kind of that time. We've actually just hit exactly 1 hour now. So Beth, I just want to say thank you so much for your time and for channeling with me and for talking about your experience. It's just been really fun, and it's always a delight to chat with you, and I just really enjoy working with you. So thank you so much for coming on live.
Well, thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure, and thank you so much for having your course too. It's, like I said, it was a business lifesaver.
Awesome. Yeah. Oh, so people are starting to share their Instagram channels and other channels. So that's really, really great. Yeah, I love being able to do that and work with people. And I'm so happy that you were my first mentee. And it was really, really fun. And I just want to say thank you so much for stepping forward. And where can people find you on YouTube and on Facebook?
On YouTube, I'm at Beth Odum, Odum, and on Facebook, I'm at Beth Odum 88. And
okay, and Sacred Soul Messages, right? That's your group?
Sacred Soul Messages is my group, yes.
Awesome. Okay, yes. So if you guys want to check Beth's pages out, or her channel out, or her group out, definitely look for those links. They are in the comments from earlier, but I can post them again at the end of the comments so you guys can find them really easy. And I just want to say thank you guys so much. It was a great evening, and I will see you guys on Thursday. I will be channeling Robert Johnson, and I'm really, really, really excited to channel him because he's so cool. Awesome. Cool. Well, have a good evening, everyone.
Bye.
Talk to you later. Bye.